Let me ask you something important right from the start. If you're a man over 60, have you ever noticed that your circulation down there just isn't what it used to be? Maybe it takes longer to get going, or maybe things just don't feel as responsive as they once did. I'm going to be very direct here. It's not just about intimacy. Circulation in that area is a sign of your overall vascular health. So if blood isn't flowing well to your lower regions, it's also probably not flowing well to your brain, your heart, or your muscles. And that's something we absolutely can improve, starting tomorrow morning. Today, I want to share with you exactly what you should be eating in the morning to boost circulation down there and why it works. This isn't just theory. It's based on solid nutritional science, combined with my years of experience helping men reclaim their vitality in later life. And here's the best part. It's not complicated, expensive, or gimmicky. You don't need exotic powders, dangerous supplements, or anything that would raise your doctor's eyebrows. These are real foods that support real blood flow, and you can start immediately. Before we get into the specifics, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried changing your breakfast to improve your energy or performance? In the gym or in the bedroom? Drop your answer in the comments below. I love hearing your experiences, and you never know who else your story might inspire. All right, let's start with the big picture. As a man over 60, you're dealing with changes in your blood vessels, your hormones, and your muscle mass. Testosterone levels naturally decline, which can affect libido and performance. Your arteries may be a bit stiffer than they were at 30, meaning blood flow isn't as quick or as forceful. And on top of that, years of wear and tear, from diet, stress, lack of exercise, or smoking, can add up to reduced nitric oxide production in the body. Nitric oxide is the chemical messenger that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing more blood to flow through. Without it, even if your heart is pumping strong, that blood won't get where it needs to go as efficiently. Here's where food comes in. Every single morning, you have an opportunity to send your body the right signals for the rest of the day. The foods you choose at breakfast can either support blood vessel health and nitric oxide production, or sabotage them. That's why I recommend starting the day with foods rich in natural nitrates, antioxidants, and healthy fats. This combination not only supports better circulation in general, but also helps maintain healthy testosterone levels, reduce inflammation, and keep your blood vessels youthful. One of my top recommendations is to include a source of beets in your morning routine. Beets, whether roasted, steamed, juiced, or powdered, are incredibly rich in dietary nitrates. Your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, which relaxes and widens your blood vessels. Several studies have shown that beet juice can improve blood flow, reduce blood pressure, and even enhance exercise performance. Now, you might be thinking, beets for breakfast? Really? Yes, really. You don't have to sit down to a plate of roasted beets at 7 a.m., though. You can blend a small beet into a smoothie with berries, spinach, and a scoop of plant-based protein. You won't even notice the earthy flavor, but your circulation will notice the difference. Speaking of spinach, leafy greens in general are another powerhouse for morning circulation. Spinach, arugula, kale, Swiss chard, they all contain natural nitrates and a whole host of vitamins and minerals that support vascular function. If you're not a green smoothie person, you can lightly saute spinach in olive oil and add it to an omelet. That brings me to another important point: healthy fats. You've probably heard that omega-3 fatty acids are good for your heart. They're also great for circulation down there. Omega-3s help keep your blood vessels flexible and reduce inflammation, which is a major enemy of good blood flow. One of the simplest breakfasts I often recommend to my patients is this: a vegetable omelet cooked in extra virgin olive oil with spinach, mushrooms, and maybe a little tomato, served with a side of avocado slices. This combination gives you protein to stabilize blood sugar, healthy fats for hormone production, and nitrate-rich greens to open up those blood vessels. Plus, it's satisfying, so you're less likely to reach for sugary mid-morning snacks that spike your blood sugar and damage your arteries over time. Now let's talk about something you might already love: berries. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. They're loaded with flavonoids, powerful plant compounds that improve blood vessel function and protect against oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is basically the wear and tear at the cellular level that accelerates aging. In the context of circulation, it can damage the delicate lining of your blood vessels, making it harder for them to dilate when you need them to. A cup of berries in the morning, either on top of oatmeal, in a smoothie, or alongside your eggs, is a delicious way to help keep your arteries young. And speaking of oatmeal, whole grains deserve a mention. The fiber in oats, quinoa, or whole grain bread can help lower cholesterol levels and stabilize blood sugar. Why does this matter for circulation down there? Because high cholesterol and blood sugar spikes are two of the main culprits behind plaque buildup in the arteries. Over time, that plaque narrows the vessels and makes it harder for blood to reach every part of your body efficiently. If you like a warm breakfast, try steel-cut oats topped with berries, a sprinkle of flax seeds, and a handful of walnuts. That's a triple win: fiber for heart health, antioxidants for vessel protection, and omega-3 fats for flexibility. I also want to bring up hydration, because your blood is about 50% water. If you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, which makes it harder for your heart to pump and for your blood to reach the extremities, including your sexual organs. First thing in the morning, before coffee or tea, have a glass of water. Even better, squeeze in some lemon for vitamin C, which helps protect your blood vessels and supports nitric oxide production. And yes, you can still have your coffee. Moderate coffee consumption can actually be beneficial for circulation thanks to its antioxidant content. Just avoid loading it with sugar or artificial creamers. What I'm describing here is not a miracle breakfast that works overnight. It's about building a daily habit that supports your vascular system every single day. Over weeks and months, the cumulative effect can be powerful. I've seen men in their 60s and 70s regain not only better circulation in intimate situations, but also more stamina when walking, climbing stairs, or exercising. And remember, better circulation means better brain health, better heart health, and more energy overall. Now that you have a clear picture of what to add to your breakfast to boost circulation, let's talk about the other side of the coin: the things you might be eating in the morning that actually work against you. Because even if you're adding spinach and beets, if you're also starting the day with foods that damage your arteries, you're taking one step forward and two steps back. One of the biggest morning offenders is refined carbohydrates, things like white bread, pastries, sugary cereals, and even some flavored yogurts that are more sugar than protein. These cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, which triggers an insulin surge. Over time, frequent sugar spikes damage the inner lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium. When the endothelium is damaged, it can't produce nitric oxide as effectively, and without enough nitric oxide, your vessels can't relax and allow strong blood flow. You might feel an initial rush of energy after a sweet breakfast, but it's followed by a crash, and that sluggishness you feel, that's not just in your mind, it's your blood flow slowing down. Another morning habit that sabotages circulation is processed meats like bacon, sausage, or ham. Now, I understand these are breakfast staples for many, but they're high in saturated fats, sodium, and in some cases, nitrates of the unhealthy kind, the ones used in processing. These compounds can contribute to inflammation, raise blood pressure, and promote plaque buildup in the arteries. If you love a savory breakfast, switch to leaner protein sources like eggs, smoked salmon, or plant-based protein. These still give you the satiety and flavor without the vascular damage. While we're on the subject of fats, let me clear up a common misconception. Not all fats are bad. In fact, some are essential for hormone health, including testosterone production. But trans fats, often found in margarine, packaged pastries, and processed snacks, are especially harmful. They not only stiffen your arteries, but also lower your HDL cholesterol, the good kind, and raise LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. Even small amounts can have a measurable negative impact on circulation. So, If the ingredient label says partially hydrogenated oil, put it back on the shelf. Now, I want to talk about timing. Many men don't realize that when and how you eat in the morning also affects circulation. If you skip breakfast entirely, you might think you're saving calories, but in reality, you could be missing a prime opportunity to set up your vascular system for the day. When you wake up, your body is in a fasting state. Blood sugar is stable, insulin is low, and your body is primed to absorb nutrients efficiently. By giving it nitrate-rich vegetables, antioxidant-rich berries, and healthy fats right away, you're essentially fueling up your circulation engine. Skipping breakfast or loading up on sugar wastes that window. On the other hand, there's also the risk of overeating first thing. A massive, heavy breakfast can shunt blood toward your digestive system and away from your muscles and extremities for several hours. This is why I recommend a balanced, moderate meal, enough to provide energy and nutrients without making you sluggish. If you prefer a lighter breakfast, that's fine. Just make sure it's nutrient-dense. Here's an example of a lighter option that still supports circulation. A smoothie made with half a beet, a handful of spinach, a cup of berries, a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, and a scoop of unsweetened protein powder. Blend it with water or unsweetened almond milk, and you've got a nutrient powerhouse in under 5 minutes. This works especially well if you're busy or if you exercise in the morning, because it digests quickly but still gives you everything you need for healthy blood flow. Speaking of exercise, pairing the right breakfast with some light movement is a game changer. I've seen men double the benefits of a circulation-boosting breakfast simply by adding a short walk or a few minutes of bodyweight exercises afterward. The nitrates from beets and greens are converted into nitric oxide more efficiently when your muscles are active. This means you're not just eating the right foods, you're helping your body use them to their full potential. I also want to stress the role of stress, especially morning stress. When you wake up and immediately check your phone, read negative news, or rush through your morning, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones temporarily constrict blood vessels, making it harder for blood to reach certain areas. That's the opposite of what we want. So, if you can, take even 2 or 3 minutes in the morning to breathe deeply, stretch, or simply enjoy your breakfast without distraction. You'll be surprised how much calmer your circulation and your mind feels. Now, let's address something I get asked about often: supplements. While this video is about food, I know many men wonder whether they should take L-citrulline, L-arginine, or other nitric oxide boosters. My advice is always to start with food first, because the body processes and uses nutrients from whole foods more efficiently, and you get a wide range of benefits, not just one isolated effect. That said, if your diet is solid and you still want an extra boost, certain supplements can help. But always check with your doctor first, especially if you're taking medication for blood pressure, heart disease, or diabetes. Remember, this isn't about quick fixes or magic bullets. The goal here is to create a morning routine that, over time, keeps your blood vessels healthy, your circulation strong, and your confidence high. When you consistently choose foods that nourish your body from the inside out, you're not just improving one aspect of your health. You're laying the foundation for better energy, mood, and quality of life well into your 70s and beyond. All right, let's pull this all together into something you can put into action starting tomorrow morning. Because knowing what to eat is one thing, but having a clear, repeatable plan makes it far more likely you'll stick with it. Here's the step-by-step morning routine I recommend for men over 60 who want to boost circulation down there and everywhere else. First, as soon as you wake up, hydrate. Have a tall glass of water before you do anything else. You've gone 7 to 9 hours without fluid, so your blood is thicker and more sluggish. Hydrating first thing thins it out, making it easier for your heart to pump and for blood to reach every part of your body. If you like, squeeze in half a lemon. This adds vitamin C, which supports nitric oxide production and helps protect your blood vessel walls from damage. Next, take a few minutes for gentle movement. This doesn't have to be a workout. Even 2 minutes of stretching, light yoga, or walking around the house gets your blood flowing and primes your muscles to use the nutrients from your breakfast. Think of it as turning on the pump before adding fuel to the system. Now, let's make breakfast. You have two main paths depending on your preferences: a light, quick option, or a heartier sit-down meal. For the lighter option, blend a smoothie with these ingredients: half a beet, raw or cooked, a handful of spinach or arugula, 1 cup of berries, 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed or chia seeds, a scoop of unsweetened protein powder, and water or unsweetened almond milk. This gives you nitrates for blood vessel dilation, antioxidants to protect your arteries, healthy fats for hormone balance, and protein to keep you full. It digests easily, fuels you quickly, and is incredibly nutrient-dense. For a heartier breakfast, try a 2-egg omelet cooked in extra virgin olive oil with spinach, mushrooms, and tomatoes. Serve it with avocado slices and a side of berries. This option delivers the same key nutrients, but in a more traditional breakfast form. You're getting protein, healthy fats, nitrates, and antioxidants all in one plate. If you prefer something warm and comforting, steel-cut oats topped with blueberries, walnuts, and a sprinkle of flaxseed are another excellent choice. Once you've eaten, give yourself a short window for light activity. Maybe a walk around the block or a quick set of squats or calf raises. This not only helps your body process the nutrients, but also increases blood flow right when your vessels are primed to dilate. Now, let me address an important point: consistency. The benefits of this routine build over time. You might notice a small difference in energy or alertness within a few days, but the real magic happens when you've been doing this for weeks or months. Your blood vessels adapt, your nitric oxide production improves, and your body gets better at delivering oxygen-rich blood everywhere it needs to go. That's when you start noticing changes not only in intimate performance, but also in stamina, recovery, and even mental clarity. I also want to emphasize that this is not just about the physical. For many men, struggles with circulation down there can lead to a loss of confidence, which can spiral into anxiety or avoidance. I've seen it many times in my patients. They start to doubt themselves. They avoid situations where intimacy might happen, and over time, that affects relationships and self-esteem. By taking control of your morning habits, you're not only improving blood flow, you're also taking a proactive step that can restore confidence and connection in your life. If you're watching this and thinking, "I've let things slide for too long," I want you to know it's never too late to start. I've worked with men in their 70s and even 80s who saw remarkable improvements after just a few months of making these changes. The body is resilient, and the vascular system can respond at any age if you give it the right support. Of course, this routine works best when it's part of a bigger lifestyle picture. That means staying active throughout the day, maintaining a healthy weight, managing blood pressure, and keeping stress under control. If you smoke, quitting is one of the most powerful things you can do for your circulation. And if you drink alcohol, keep it moderate. Excess alcohol can harm blood vessel health and lower testosterone. So here's my challenge to you. Starting tomorrow, commit to 1 week of this morning routine. Just 1 week. Follow it as closely as you can. Hydration, light movement, a circulation-friendly breakfast, and a short walk or stretch afterward. Then pay attention to how you feel. Notice your energy levels, your mood, and yes, your performance down there. You may be surprised at how quickly your body responds when you give it the right conditions. If you're ready to take it even further, keep a simple journal. Each day, jot down what you ate for breakfast, how you felt during the day, and any changes you notice in your physical or intimate health. Tracking your progress can be motivating, and it can also help you fine-tune your routine. And if you've made it this far in the video, I want to hear from you. What's one thing from this routine you can start doing tomorrow? Is it adding beets to your smoothie, swapping out sugary cereal for oatmeal, or simply drinking more water in the morning? Share your answer in the comments. Your story could be exactly what another man needs to hear to take that first step. Remember, this is your health, your body, and your life. You have more control than you think. Every morning is a chance to build strength, vitality, and confidence for the years ahead. Don't let age define your limits. Give your body what it needs, and it will reward you. I believe in you. Now go make tomorrow morning the start of something better.